Hello and welcome to Clearly Ambiguous. In today's video, I would be not speaking extempore, rather I would be reading, because King Charles III has made it so in 2026 that you can actually write down on a piece of paper and still do a royal roast of our lovely eternal schoolboy. So here it goes. Now, usually on this show, we talk about things that are well ambiguous. Geopolitical gray zones, nuclear tea leaves, and diplomatic doublespeak. But last week, King Charles III touched down in Washington, D.C. and brought with him the surprisingly clear but pure, unadulterated British shade. The King's 4-day visit was supposed to be a celebration of a special relationship. But by the time he finished his speech to the Senate and a particularly spicy dinner, it felt less like a celebration and more like a 77-year-old grandfather telling his rebellious American grandkids to sit down and be quiet. Between the real estate burns and subtle lectures on Magna Carta, Charles managed to troll the current administration with the kind of manners only 1,000 years of monarchy can buy. Today, we are going to break down the royal roast. Let's talk about the state dinner. Trump has been spending better part of 2026 bragging about $400 million redevelopment of the East Wing. It's a lot of gold. It's basically what happens if Caesar's palace threw up a historical landmark. Charles stands up for his toast, looks at the new construction and says, "I am sorry to say that we British made our own small attempt at real estate redevelopment of the White House in 1814. For those of you who aren't history nerds, he is talking about War of 1812, when the British literally burned the place to the ground. He essentially called Trump's renovations the biggest disaster since foreign invasion. But he wasn't done. Trump made a classic American hero comment about how without US, Europe would be speaking German. Charles didn't skip a beat. He leaned in and said, and dare I say, without us, you'd be speaking French. Charles literally reached back to 1776 and reminded everyone that America only exists because of a French-funded tantrum against the crown. It was beautiful. Then came the Senate speech. This was the Clearly Ambiguous special, where the subtext was actually the main text. Charles decided to spend significant amount of time talking about the Magna Carta. He pointed out this 800-year-old document is the foundation of US legal system and has been cited in 170 Supreme Court cases. Now, why does it matter now? Because Magna Carta is the original "you're not the boss of me" document. It was designed to tell kings they weren't above the law. In middle of 2026, the White House is facing massive heat over executive orders and Iran conflict. Charles, a literal king, a monarch, stood in the heart of American democracy and basically said, "If I have to follow the rules, why don't you?" It was a masterclass in history to call out current policy. But the pièce de résistance, the gift Charles gave President a Bell from 1944, British submarine. The name of the submarine? The HMS Trump. Yes, it's a real ship. No, they did not rename it for the visit. It's just weird quirk of history. Charles handed it over and said, and I quote, "Should you ever need to get hold of us, well, just give us a ring." Think about it. He gave a man known for his ego a bell with his own name on it. It is like giving somebody a mirror and telling them to have a conversation with themselves. So was the king being a charming guest, or was he performing a high-level psychological intervention on the US Senate? In the world of Clearly Ambiguous, nothing is ever a joke. Charles proved that in 2026, the most powerful weapon in the British arsenal isn't an aircraft carrier, it's a well-timed, sarcastic history lesson. What was your favorite moment of the royal visit? Did Charles go too far, or did he say what everyone else was thinking? Leave a comment, and I would like to thank the lovely lady who left that extensive and long comment on my last video. Also, a couple of other people who left comments saying that they probably do not like me as an uncle. Anyways, in the end, all I can say is this is your uncle that you don't like so much. Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.